Hey everyone, Sound here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Voyager class Alpha Trion. So, as we take a quick look at the front of the box here, we have Alpha Trion in his robot mode, in his beast mode, Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. On the side of the box, we have Alpha Trion in his robot mode, Alpha Trion, Transformers Studio Series Transformers 1. On the side of the box, we have the cave that they found Alpha Trion in the movie. On the top of the box, we have Transformers 1, Alpha Trion, Takara Tomy. On the bottom of the box, you have basic manufacturer information and a barcode. And on the back of the box, you have your product renders, a screen grab from the movie, and a brief bio. Alpha Trion, the wisest and most noble of the primes, is awoken by Orion Pax. And that's basically it for the box, so let's get Alpha Trion himself out here and take a look at everything he comes with. And moving right along, here we have Alpha Trion in his beast mode. And already, I'm just going to get out of the way, he is a definite upgrade from the mainline deluxe Alpha Trion. A lot more, way more screen accurate than the original mainline figure, and I do quite like him. I do have some issues with him, and we're going to get to that in a bit. But let's just take a closer look at the details. We got some nice pink there for the face. So I want to say this, yeah, some nice blue for the eyes. Love the head crest. I love the little detail that his robot mode head crest is also his head crest in beast mode. And then we have his energon horn. My mom gets a real kick out of that. She calls it a unicorn horn. We have the back. We have his little hunchback here, which is covered in all of this nice moss and weathered detail over here. Got the cracked shoulder panels as well. I love the weathered detail on this guy. Got some nice ribs there and some spine detailing there. We have the tail there, which I will get more into how the tail attaches when we get to robot mode, because there's something pretty funny about how the tail attaches that I want to show you guys. And then we got the back legs, which a lot of people do have a problem with how the back legs transform. I personally do not mind it. I kind of like it this way, although I do take issue with the ankles. Again, we'll talk more about that later on. But yeah, as far as articulation goes in this mode, his head can move up and down, but you want to be careful with it, because if you move it too rough, you run the risk of popping it off of that tab there. So you just want to be careful with that. And there we go. I had to fix something because some stuff did pop out of place. So let us move on. The arms, the shoulders don't really move in this mode. They are fixed in place, but you do get some bend here at the elbow, as well as elbow rotation, and you also have bicep rotation. The front paws can move up and down. You do have waist rotation, but I don't see why you would use that in this mode. And as far as the back legs go, they can move back pretty far. And then they have multiple hinges here that you have to work with. And the tail as well can also move up and down. So so basically his posability is very limited in beast mode, but just due to the nature of Transformers beast modes and how this guy is engineered, I can forgive that. I can forgive the limited posability there. Also, the mouse has a 5mm port in it, so he can hold weapons in his mouth. I don't really have anything on hand to show you guys at the moment, but yes, he can hold stuff in his mouth. For size comparisons in this mode, we are going to start off with the Age of the Primes Megatronus, another one of the original 13 primes. Here he is with Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. Here he is with Transformers 1 Megatron. Here he is with B-127 Badassatron. Here he is with Elisa 1. Cannot wait to review you. I am going to tear into this thing when I review it. And finally, here we have Alpha Trion. You knew this one was coming. Alpha Trion with his buddy here, Sentinel Prime. As far as accessories go, he does include his mace weapon, but that is stored in the beast mode here, and I will show you how that works when we get to robot mode. And speaking of robot mode, that is basically it for the beast mode. It is a very good looking beast mode, but let's get Alpha Trion into his robot mode. So to kick things off, we are going to take the tail and just remove it. Then we are going to take the main horn on here, and now here's the thing with this transformation. These two pieces have to be removed no matter what. But these 4 spikes here are optional parts for me. You can perfectly transform this guy with those spikes attached, but I just take them off for robot mode because it is more screen accurate. But you can leave them on and still perfectly transform him. There we go. They plug in pretty securely on my copy. All right, so I think the first thing we're going to start off with are the legs here. So to kick things off here, we are going to just straighten out the legs, fold out the feet, and fold out the heel here. Then we're going to take this panel right here and just unclip it and shimmy it down, and it should just tab in like so. There, it should, yeah. And you'll feel it when it tabs in. I can't really explain how it tabs in, but you will feel it when it tabs in. And same thing on the other side. So just unfold all of this. You take the leg panel, and this one is actually pretty tight on my copy. It does take a bit of work to pry it off, to pry it out and get it started there. But once you have it started, it should just fold down very easily. There we go. And then we can just situate the legs there. And there we go. There we have the legs all done. So now we are going to raise the camera up so we can see what we are doing. So for the beast head, we are just going to take it and just untab it. It has a tab slot connection right here. And we're going to take all of this and just fold it back. We're going to split the torso down the middle. This will, you're going to want to untab this if it hasn't undone itself already. Come on, just come on, focus camera. Focus camera. Please focus. Yeah, but so you have a tab that will go into that groove there. But if you want to undo that, if it hasn't undone itself already, then you're going to want to take this entire section right here and just rotate it around. Take the beast head, rotate it around, and all of this should just collapse in. You're just going to want to make sure all of that all of this just collapses in. You're going to want to take the torso there and just plug it back together. And yeah, this is the tricky part, because you've got to make sure things are aligned just right. Otherwise things will not clip in. So there we go. So basically you're going to want to have the torso aligned like that, so that way this whole thing just like sits flush. I want to make sure that the beast head is folded in as far as it will go, and then you can close all of this up. Then we can just take the entire back torso and just collapse it in on like so. Then we can take the arms here, and then we'll just unpeg from the side there, fold it down, rotate at the bicep there, open this up, flip out the hand, close it back up, and then we were just going to take this section right here, just open it, flip out the hand, close it back up, unpeg it, and once all of that is said and done, here we have Alpha Trion in robot mode. And he is a very good looking, very screen accurate Alpha Trion, if I do say so myself. So let's just take a closer look at the face there. Love the face sculpt on this guy. It's very, very nice. I love all the silver, lovely. I love the gray there for the face, blue for the eyes, nice purple there for the head crest. I love how the horn is, how the left horn here is broken now, because like on the mainline one, both horns were in pristine condition, but those of you who've seen the movie, you know that the one horn was broken, so I do love that they included that detail there. Moving on down the torso, he does have that nice weathered effect that we saw in the beast mode there. So we got some nice moss there on the chest, moss there for the shoulder pads. And there's the monster on the back. I love his hunch. I love his little hunchback that he has going on here. Just moving all the way down the figure, getting loads of nice paint on this guy. So as far as articulation goes, the head is on a double ball joint. This will wiggle around. You can look up that far. You can't really look down all that much. Head can do a full 360, but it is on a weird axis. The arms can rotate. They can do a full 360. They can move in and out. Do have bicep rotation as well as 90 degrees of bend there at the elbow. You also have that transformation joint at the elbow. Nothing at the wrists, but due to the way he transforms, I can kind of forgive that. Does have waist rotation. He does have legs can move forward that far, back about that far, outward. He can do the full splits. No thigh rotation, but he does have rotation at the knee. Just over 90 degrees of bend there at the knee. A little bit over 90 degrees of bend at the knee. And no ankle tiltage, which I am not really a big fan of. They just do the way he's engineered. I can kind of see them like finding a way to get ankle tilt in there. It's kind of unfortunate that he doesn't have ankle tilt, and especially since Voyagers are now going to be $42 starting in 2026. I am not a big fan of that. I'm not a big fan of him not having ankle tilt at the new Voyager price point. I think they should have found a way to give him ankle tilt. Also, not a big fan that they didn't give him his cape that he had in the movie. Again, with the new Voyager price point being more expensive, kind of wish that they would have given him his cape. And yeah, that's one of the problems of him not having ankle tilt. Is just he does not stand it super well. So you gotta have to get him in a certain position there. As far as his accessories go, we will take the tail, and then we will take the spikes that we removed in beast mode, and these spikes are super duper small. Be careful not to lose them. I am fortunate enough where I have not lost them yet, and I have been keeping extremely good track of them. So just make sure to keep track of them because they are super small and easy to lose. But the way they fit in is the tail has is riddled with 5mm ports that the spikes just plug into, and then it just plugs into his hand there, and it's kind of a snug fit. On mine, it's kind of a snug fit, so you kind of have to wiggle it in a bit to get him to hold it. And there we go. And then there he is holding his tail weapon there. As for size comparisons in robot mode, here he is with TF1 Optimus Prime. I have seen the new Orion packs. I've also seen Prime vs. Prime review on the new Orion packs, and I'm gonna be honest with you, not really feeling it. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. But as it stands right now, not really feeling it. Not really liking how he turned out. Here he is with TF1 Megatron. Here he is with B-127, with Elita 1, with Megatronus Prime, and Megatronus just towers over him. Well, I guess that does make sense, because Sentinel did, it was said in the movie, and by Sentinel, that Megatronus was the biggest of the Primes. Speaking of Sentinel, here is Alpha Trion with Sentinel, and they do look quite nice together. So a byproduct of Alpha Trion's beast mode transformation is a certain 5mm port, and it resides, yeah. That's just, I know why, but oh my gosh, like that is probably one of the funniest placements for a 5mm port I've ever seen. And it gives you the opportunity to do this. You can plug a blast effect in there, and then boom, he can fart fire, because why not? To get Alpha Trion back into his beast mode, we are going to start off with the arm. So you're just going to open this panel. And then this little nub assembly right here, kind of acts like a switch. So you just want to press that down, and that will get the pause started. Just take that, rotate it around, close it back up, and then you're going to want to rotate at the bottom hinge, not the top hinge, but the bottom hinge. You're going to want to rotate. And you're going to want to rotate the arm up and just peg it in like that. Then we're going to do the same for the other arm. Just going to peg that in, rotate, open this up, engage that switch, and then rotate the hand out, close it up, and there we go. And then we can take the entire back assembly here, and we are just going to undo all of it. It can be quite tricky just due to the way things are engineered, but once you got it disengaged, it should all just fold back and out. Then we are going to split the torso down the middle. We are going to take the beast head, fold it out, just fold this out. Then we're going to take, just going to make sure all, actually, you're just going to want to make sure all this is folded down. Take this assembly right here. Okay, you're good, and it does have. This guy does have some clearance issues, so you're just going to want to take this there, just rotate the head around, and then we are going to just, it will just swoop into place right there, like so, and the head will sit inside the torso cavity there. Then we're going to take the beast head, extend it, rotate it around, fold it down. We're going to take this section right here, just tab that in. And we're going to take the beast head and just tab it into the body right there. And there we go. That is basically the beast mode all. Well, not all done, because we still have a few things to do. We're going to move down to the legs here. So we're going to take the leg panels here, just shimmy them up. You're just going to untab them and shimmy them up, and they will just lock into place like that. Just going to make sure everything is oriented nice and straight, so that way it lines up. Do the same for the other leg. You're just going to want to shimmy that up and clip that into place. Then you're going to want to take the legs, fold them forward, take the knees, fold them back, collapse the heels, and fold up the toes. Then you just have them. Then you're just going to want to get them standing on all fours here. There we go. Then we can take these spikes, and the spikes will just plug onto the shoulders here, like so. So you're just going to take this. Yep. So you're going to take the spikes, plug them onto the shoulder pads here, and then they will also peg on to the thighs here as well. Then you're going to want to take the horn there, just plug that onto the top, and then plug the tail in right there. And once all is said and done, there we have Alpha Trion in beast mode again. So there you have my review of Transformers 1 Alpha Trion. All in all, he's not a bad figure. He's definitely a lot better than the mainline deluxe, but he does have those issues which don't really justify the new Voyager price point. Like the old Voyager price point, I can see them getting away with it, but with the new $42 to $43 Voyager price point, I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't see how they could justify that with the flaws that he has, but I do quite like him, and he's so like basically you basically have a couple options. Like you get him because you like him, you got him because he was on sale, or you're like me, where you like him and you're trying to complete the TF1 cast. So yeah, he's a good figure though, I will say that. So there was my review of Alpha Trion. Don't forget to check out my other videos, and I will see you in the next one.